A couple of things regarding the etiquette that I think is very important. There's a narration from the sixth Imam, Al-Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi alayhi. He says, لا يجامع الرجل امرأته وفي البيت صبي فإن ذلك مما يورث الزنا. The ahadith tell us that when a husband and a wife are intimate, it should be private. There should be no one who could see them. There should be no one who could hear them. It should be completely private. And the Imam says, do not think that if a child can hear or see that, oh, they're just a child, it doesn't matter. The Imams of Ahlul Bayt highlight that this can cause great damage to their psyche. If a child is exposed to these scenes of intimacy, the Imam says that such a child will have a propensity towards zina when they grow older. You have to be very careful, that you have to make sure that this is private, that children are away. And this is why, in many cases, I tell spouses that you have to pay attention to the layout of the bedrooms, all of these issues. These are very important because the Imams emphasize that this is very dangerous for children to be exposed to this. This is number one. Another thing that is mentioned in the ahadith is the importance of saying Bismillah before you are intimate with your spouse. You see, everything can be used as a vehicle to attain nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you may think this seems to be in the opposite realm of spirituality. But in Islam, nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be attained through all of these things. There's a very interesting narration from Abdullah ibn Kathir, companion of the sixth Imam. He says, كنت عند أبي عبد الله جالسا فذكر شرك الشيطان فعظمه حتى أفزعني. This man says, I was sitting with Imam al-Sadiq and the Imam was speaking about how shaitan can become the partner of the human being in this life. And he spoke about how shaitan can become so close to the human being, as if he's a partner with them in this life. And he spoke about it in such a way that I became frightened. So I said to the Imam, جُعِلْتُ فِدَاكَ فَمَا الْمَخْرَجُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. How can we prevent shaitan from being this close to us, to our families? The Imam says, إِذَا أَرَدْتَ الْجِمَاعِ, if you want to be intimate with your spouse, فَقُلْ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ الَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ بَدِيعُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. There's certain du'as that are mentioned. And if you don't want to memorize the dua, at least بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ. And then the Imam says, ask Allah that if He destines for a child to be born, to protect this child from the influence of shaitan. To ask Allah, oh Allah, if you have destined a child to come from this, then ensure that this child is pious, that this child is righteous, and that this child is protected from the stain of shaitan. And then finally, there is emphasis in the riwayat of Ahlul Bayt that if your wife is pregnant and you want to be intimate with her while she is pregnant, Ahlul Bayt say always be in a state of wudu, because it has an effect on the spiritual development of the child. These are things that we need to be familiar with. There are many things that are mentioned in the books of fiqh, and I leave that to you to read